What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. Today is a very special episode because I have no intro, no fancy little, intro with AI and this and that. Today, I'm just speaking directly to you raw. Okay? Because I got some feels, okay? I'm feeling some things about UFO disclosure from the American government, right? And you may be asking, Patrick, what's going on? What happened? Well, remember aliens.gov, right? That was a thing. If you're not familiar, I don't know how many months it's been, probably maybe a few months. It was announced, someone had figured out that aliens.gov and alien.gov had been registered, right, by the US government, right? And it was like, oh, dang, here we go. Disclosure is coming, right? And honestly, up until the very first file drop, and I mean the day of or the day before, I think just the day of, we didn't know where the files were going to drop. Most people thought there. I did too. A lot of people did for the most part, right? The files were going to drop there until the files came out. And then it was like, oh, okay, this is, it was a different website, right? It's war.gov/UFO. That became the site, right? So then everyone was like, well, what's aliens.gov for and alien.gov for? And some people held out hope that this was going to be used for the real disclosure by the government, right? And of course, some people joked, oh, aliens, it's probably immigration or something. I mean, that would be ridiculous, right, if they did that. Well, turns out it's exactly what they did. Now, there were some tweets put out by Luna where she sort of said, hey, this has nothing to do with UFOs, right? Like aliens.gov. So, of course, that kind of, teased it a little bit. Okay, this has to do with immigration. And on its surface, you think, okay, no problem. They do call, resident aliens or illegal aliens, right, in America, right? My mother, who came up from Mexico, she was a resident alien. That's what they're called. My wife, who moved from Spain when we lived in America, she became a resident alien, right? I myself, having lived in Mexico and Spain, I'm American, I became a resident alien in those places. So, it's about immigration. And again, on its surface, you think, okay, what's the problem, Patrick? What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that they released this video right here. And I have to admit, when I saw this, I was pissed off, right? I mean, what in the actual FUCK, right? I mean, what are we doing here? This is crazy. It's wrong on so many levels, right? Um, not too long ago, I put out a tweet on Twitter about us being gaslit about UFOs, right? I've been saying that for a while, right? That UFO, like the terms and all this stuff, it just doesn't mean what they think it, what it says it means, right? And that the government isn't really taking this seriously at all. I've been saying that for videos. I've gotten a lot of hate for it, right? I've seen a lot of people agree with me as well. And I think this is a perfect example that the government doesn't give a rat's ass about aliens or UFOs or bringing you disclosure, at least not in the way you think. Again, I've been saying this, right? And I don't want to be right about that, right? But it just seemed obvious that they were just placating the curiosity of so many Americans. And to be fair, so many people worldwide, right? Of people's interest in, are we alone on this planet, right? And that the government had proof of it. What everything this channel's about, right? Aliens. And it's just kind of disappointing to see them use the UFO topic as like some marketing scheme, right? Pull people in to talk about immigration, and in such a weird way too. It's such a weird website. It's such a weird promotional like I don't know. This video is not political. None of my videos are political. It's not about that. Okay. I'm not even here to talk about what your opinion is of immigration, or mine either. How we should handle immigration, illegal immigration, all those things. I come from an immigrant family, right? Mom's immigrant, wife's immigrant. I'm an immigrant right now, living in Spain, right? It's them gaslighting us about UFOs and aliens to, using that as cover to like come out with this about immigration, right? Again, it's just a slap in the face. It just shows you how seriously they take it. They don't take it seriously at all. It's just a fucking joke to them. And I see a lot of people doing mental gymnastics online. That, oh no, Patrick, there's a connection. This is the first step. Then there'll be another step. Come on, don't lie to yourself. You know what I mean? Don't lie to yourself. You can lie to everyone else in the world, but don't lie to yourself. That's why I do that. If that's what you think, no problem. Respect. But in my opinion, there is no way in hell that this is the first step for disclosure, is to make a website about illegal immigration, right? Using the cover of aliens, right? The promotion, the marketing. They were releasing websites about disclosure and all this stuff. There was all these weird little videos that the White House was releasing, right, online. And people are like, oh, disclose. Do you hear it? You can hear disclosure in the background, Yeah, it all led up to this. It got everyone's attention from UFO. Like, again, it's just stupid. It's just another thing that the Trump administration is doing. And I don't care what they're doing about the immigrant, like whatever. Not here to talk about that. It's them weaponizing the UFO and alien space to politicize the topic, right? They took UFOs and aliens and politicized it, right? Propagandized it, right? One of the beauties of the UFO community, and even I admit this, is it's a faceless endeavor, meaning just not one group of people that it belongs to everyone, right? Left, Democrat, or, left wing, liberal, Democratic, or right wing, Republican, right? Like conservative, right? It doesn't matter. In between, doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor, what race you are, what religion you are. It doesn't matter anything. It's for everyone, right? They took that, the thing we're proud of, and even me, it doesn't matter what side you fall on ufology, whether you believe everything or you're skeptical or whatever. That's one thing everyone can agree on, that it's right? It's bipartisan. That's championed in the community. So for them to take it and, you know, it just becomes this sort of partisan hack bullshit, right? And I'm telling you right now, it's going to take a long time for that wound to heal, right? And it's hard to trust any movement from the government about this seriously, that they actually care or are taking this seriously. Now, doesn't mean what, Congressman Burleson or Luna or Bachet or, right, people like that, stuff they've done. It's not, it's not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, meaning their intentions were good. They weren't politicizing this, right? They're trying to get a truth out that they believed it. Or at least there could be, right? Burleson very open-mindedly skeptical, right? But the Trump administration, right, and other facets of the administration, specifically, right, just totally took the UFO topic and shat on it, right? And I'm telling you, it's almost irreparable damage. I can't get that word out. And it's just disappointing. When I saw it, I needed a day to collect my thoughts on it. I just, like, we're being gaslit, man. We're just being gaslit about this. I don't want to be gaslit about it, but that's just reality, right? And people kept calling me so pessimistic. You're so pessimistic. I say, no, I'm realistic. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just about being realistic. You could be hopeful and realistic. Well, you know what I mean? But people are so, have this deep desire for the truth from the government. And we're just reminded over and over again that, one, that's just not even the government's job to give you the truth about anything, right? Where's that in the amendments? Where's that in the Constitution? It doesn't exist, right? And so oftentimes we're lied to, gaslit, by many different administrations, right? I'm not a left guy or a right guy or any guy. I think it all sucks, right? Politically. And I think a lot of Americans agree, I love America and I love Americans, but the government, it just is so disappointing on so many levels. And this is another one, right? And it makes me question everything about these releases, which I've already been doing, right? What's coming? What does it mean? They just don't take it seriously. Again, they released a bunch of videos of birds and balloons to you. This is what they think of the UFO topic. What they care about is it got 1 billion hits. It's a very popular thing. People are out talking about it. That's it. They're not doing anything because they don't care. They think people are crazy about that stuff. That's literally it. They think you're crazy, right? And here we are, kneeling down for them when they just think we're all crazy about UFOs, total slap in the face. What other topics are they going to use UFO alien to sort of market with, right? Like, it's a joke. I'm just telling you, it's a joke. They think it's a joke. They're not doing shit, right? They have no plans to disclose anything, right? It's just a joke, right? It's so weird. It's just weird, and Trump does a lot of weird things, and so does his cabinet and his administration. And honestly, I'm not that surprised, but I am surprised because I tried to be hopeful, right? And look where that got us. Again, it's okay to be realistic, Let me know what you think down in the comments. Be curious to hear everyone's opinions on this. I'm sure people are still going to, nope, this it doesn't mean that, Patrick. There's gonna be something else. Something's coming. I know it. Fine. How about it? I think if we don't address what's really in front of us, right? If you don't address the problem, How can you offer a solution if you can't even admit the problem? So I think what the Trump administration needs to hear is that, yes, we're interested in it, but we're seriously interested in it, right? Don't fuck with us. Don't start using this topic to sell your fucking political agenda, right? It's a fucking slap in the face. So I hope people push back on this shit. That's what I hope happens. And I hope people say something, because it's downright ridiculous. So again, let me know what you think down in the comments. We'll see you guys on the next one. Remember that as every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.